The next one of our basics that's so important, Dee, is ball position, isn't it? Why is ball position have that much effect on how we hit the ball?
It's so important because it helps us with the contact we're making.
Yeah.
So if you think of a golf swing's on an arc. It's like a circular arc.
Yeah.
If we had an arc here, so if we're hitting an iron, the club is on its way down. So it's very important that the club's on its way down.
Yeah.
You don't have to do fancy things with your swing. You just move the bottom of the arc back through your ball position.
Yeah, yeah.
With your driver, you move it forward from the
Because
bottom
it's
of
on
the
a sort of a slightly on the upslope or the upsweep with the driver.
We want the driver we want to hit it on the up so it gets less spin, so it runs more.
Yep.
So it's absolutely vital because it also affects not only the solidness of contact, but it affects direction
as well, because if the ball's too far forward, the club is starting to come across to the left by the time it hits the ball, and you can pull it left.
So the club will be doing that.
That's right. Or if it's too far back, same thing. It's coming in here, the ball's back, you're going to hit it out that way.
Because the club face is open.
Yeah.
So
then you're going to start compensating and things like that.
And it's so vital. So
we've got a really simple way of explaining ball position for all the different clubs
on a flat
in your
lie.
bag.
So we're saying flat lie.
So this is a flat lie. We're going to talk a bit later about slopey lies, uphill, downhill, ball above your feet, things like that. So that this is just for your basic off the tee or on a flat lie on the fairway.
So it's really important, we're just sidetracked here, it's important to know that you're on a flat lie. So always take a note of what the lie is like.
Yeah, and we'll explain what the difference is.
Oh, you're going to do that?
Okay, so ball position. I've got a wedge here, which we're assuming is our shortest club in the bag, and we've got a driver here. And really, the difference is literally only those 6 inches from the two. So your wedge is roughly middle of your stance, and then it's going to graduate through all your clubs. So 9, 8, 7, 6, some of your hybrids, fairways, driver, only 6 inches from the middle to where your driver sits, which is just in line with the inside of your front foot there.
May I make a suggestion too, Annie? I think our students, this is not complicated, but experiment a little bit, because sometimes, you know, they may just do, like you say, a little bit further on the inside of the heels. So just find out where it suits you, but it's certainly forward of centre.
That's right.
Certainly. And
generally speaking.
Yeah, and your irons are in the middle. And do you do anything with your stance?
That's right. So the only thing we would say with this little system, because we've kind of simplified it down a little bit, so the only thing we would say is width of stance will change from the very short clubs through to the very long clubs, because you want more balance.
Yes, exactly.
Don't you?
You've got a longer club, so you need a wider stance.
That's right. So with the wedges, you might be a little bit narrower than this, and with the driver, you might be a little bit wider than this, and then you graduate in between. But we don't want to make it too complicated. No. So essentially speaking, though, your shortest club is in the middle, and then you graduate forward.
So go with your short club, so it's in the middle.
Yep.
And if it was a wedge, your stance might be, or if it might be slightly
a little bit narrower.
Yep.
That's right. And then your clubs will graduate forward until you get to your driver, which is just in line with the inside of the front foot with a wider stance. So that's basically it for your ball positions, Dee, isn't it?
Yes, that's great. Try that. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
That was simple, so remember we're saying you're keeping it roughly in the middle, the driver's further forward.
That's right.
And you change the width of your stance.
That's right. You would never have a full swing on anything back of centre unless you were trying to keep it low, or which we'll talk about a little bit later. So anything from the middle to the forward, you've only got 6 inches to worry about.
Yeah. Exactly, and it doesn't have to be totally perfect, you just don't want to go to one of the extremes.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't panic, enjoy, just make sure it's not back of middle.
That's right.